be able to factor the GCF, aka GCD, out. All right, greatest common factor, also known as greatest common divisor. Be able to factor it out of polynomial expressions. Okay, you'll be given a polynomial. You want to break it apart into at least two pieces. In this case, you're going to break it into two pieces. Question's going to be, first, what's the GCF of both of these? Okay, if you're not sure how to find a GCF, you want to look back at lesson number 16. Lesson number 16, we go over GCF, how to find it. All right. So, GCF of these, if you remember, one way to find it is upside down cake method. I know that 6 divides both of them. 6 divides 30n to the third, 5 n to the third times, and it divides 84 12. Not 12 times. It divides 84 14 times. Okay. Now, nothing divides 5 and 14. N squared, though, will divide both of these. So, I'm going to bring that out here. Okay, we didn't throw the variables into the mix of the upside down cake method when we were doing lesson 16, but I'm going to do it this way just to, okay, 5n plus 14 if I pull my n squared out. All right, now, factored form of this. I can't take anything more out of here. The GCF is 6n squared. Factored form of this expression will be 6n squared, that's my GCF, times what's left over on the bottom. So 5n's plus 14. Right, and this is what a final answer will look like. I also call this topic undistributing. If you remember back from lesson 23, the distributive property would say multiply 6n squared times each of the things inside of there. If you were to distribute 6n squared, you would get this back. 6n squared times 5n's is 30n's to the third. 6n squared times 14 is 84n squared. Okay, so we are undistributing. We're pulling the greatest common factor of these things out front. And any factors that we can't pull out get left behind. All right? Let's look at another few like this. GCF of 30, 60, and 165 is going to be 15. There's no shared variable because this one doesn't have an x term. All right, so this is our GCF. If I pull 15 out, 30 divided by 15 is 2, x squared. 60 divided by 15 is 4, x. 165 divided by 16, or 165 divided by 15 is 11. So that's what would be left behind when I pull out the 15 factor, and that's what an answer would look like. All right, my other way to find GCF is factor trees. All right, kind of tough to do when I have 3 of these things, but 96 is 8 times 12. They break down into 2 times 2 times 2, 2 times 2 times 3. All right, all of those are the prime factors of 96. 32 is 4 times 8. That breaks down into 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 64 is 8 times 8, which is going to break down into a lot of 2's. 6 2's, 2 to the 6th power. Okay, factors that they share. They share a lot of 2's. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2's here, 5 2's there, 5 2's there. Okay, so 32, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is the GCF. Also, for my H terms, we got GCF is H squared. If you remember back from lesson 16, when you have multiple variables shared, the smallest exponent will be the H term with the smallest, or the variable with the smallest exponent will be your GCF. All right, so our GCF is 32H squared. Then, what's inside parentheses will be this divided by that. So 96 divided by 32 is 3. H to the 4th divided by H squared is H squared. (32 divided by 32 is 1. I can choose to write it or not write it if the coefficient is 1. H to the 3rd divided by H squared is just H to the 1st. Again, I could choose to write the exponent. Usually we don't, though. Plus 64 divided by 32 is 2. H squared divided by H squared is 1, so I will not write it at all. That's the final answer. All right, again, this is going to be one of those topics where if you look at it and you're like, I'm real confused, I don't think I can deal with this, you might want to look back and see if you passed lesson 16. If you didn't pass lesson 16 yet, quiz 16, you might want to go back and practice topic 16 first and then come back to 27. From this point forward, I'm saying pause, try it yourself, and then check against what I do. Pause each one, try it yourself, then check against what I do.
Right, if you're just watching through, you're not pausing and trying these yourself, not checking your own skills, you're not really getting any benefit from it.